This time, nice and smooth in the corners. Up on the throttle, green flag unfurls. This time, it's good. And down into 1 and 2. Jeremy Lilly working the outside, trying to get a run. Goodrow drifts up high. Rose taking a look to the inside, settles it in back behind.
So Jeremy Lilly just about clear until Big Bill Goodrow just got in a little bit. Look at Charlie Rose with the move to the inside. Bill Goodrow sliding up.
Black flag out for the 4 of Reese. Bo goes around in middle of turns 1 and 2.
Oh man, that 02 of Benalowitz just about him on the outside in 14th. So still 44 laps to get this one decided. And we're going to come back and go green this time.
Off of turn number 4 they come. Lilly at the point, jumps up on the throttle. Green flag is out and leads the charge down into turn number 1. Rose is right up on his tail. 3 wide deep in the pack. Trouble at the back end as a 67 goes around. Silva has issues, and we're slowed up before we can even get a lap in. Looking for the green off of turn number 4. Up on the throttle. Here we go. Nice and even start. And down into 1, it is Lilly setting the pace. Rose up into the, looking for the second spot, down underneath the 32 with Murray and DeGasperi, Souza, all in tow on the inside.
Charlie Rose still holding steady on that inside lane. Looks to clear himself with Bill Goodrow. Look at Richie Murray and the Chuck Auto Parts 08 machine wrap his late model off of turn 4 on the low side. He has no other choice because here comes Jerry D and that neon and black late model number 71. They both slide by the 32 of Goodrow.
Into 3 and 4 they go. Goodrow backsliding on the top side, and he's got the 11 of Nick Uhrig going with him towards the tail end. Connor Souza down low, trouble for Lilly. Lollier, he goes up, smacks the outside wall lightly, and 4 laps in, we are slowed up. 41 remain in this one. Jeremy Lilly and Charlie Rose, your front row, looking for the green off of 4. They hit the box. They hit the throttle. Green flag is out, and that's about as even of a start as you're ever going to see. Rose on the outside. No, this one's coming back to bring the field down. There we go, up on the throttle. And they go down into turn 1. Charlie Rose up on the outside trying to edge out. Look at Richie Murray trying to make it 3 wide down the back straightaway. DeGasperi settles right in on the inside as they play bumper tag down low. Off of 4 and across the stripe. A dead heat between Rose and Lilly. And Rose at the top of the leaderboard down the back straightaway.
That inside line really stacking up. Charlie Rose, though, trying a different strategy, working that outside around the number 3. Richie Murray with another look to the inside, had to step on back, allow that 3 car to resume the inside. Door open again for now. Maybe not, as Richie Murray continues to stare at that rear bumper of the number 3, but Charlie Rose continuing to work the outside.
Yeah, little by little, Lilly on the inside getting some momentum and now taking back over that lead after Rose had it for a couple of laps. Lilly drifts up. Here comes Murray taking a look down to the inside. They hit turns 1 and 2. Murray up to second. DeGasperi third. Connor Souza trying to get under the 91 of Rose, but Rose shuts the door.
Nick Uhrig with a look to the inside as they roll off of 4. Rowdy Burns to his outside. That's for 7th on back. Chase Belcher just behind him. Arenagato also right behind him in the 17. Belcher in the 35. 2x2. They have to split Nick Uhrig 4 wide. Hedges on the outside across the stripe.
Yeah, Uhrig and Burns really having at it. And that allowed the 35 of Belcher, the 17 of Arenagato, and the 22 of Jennison to squeeze on by down to the inside. Battle for second. DeGasperi underneath Murray. Down into turns 1 and 2. Wheel to wheel for second down the back straightaway.
Yeah, 71 of DeGasperi continues to spar with the 08. Richie Murray with the crossover move. He gives a little tap to the driver's door of DeGasperi. They go toe-to-toe into 1 and 2. Still Richie Murray trying to stick his nose into the 71, but that 71 is going to get a good turn off of 4 and clear all around for second.
Jerry's able to shut the door, holds on to the number 2 spot, sets his sights on the 3 of Lilly down the back straightaway, putting a little breathing room between he and the 08 in the process. They roll off of turn number 4, 14 laps up on the board, and the battle for 6 now starting to heat up as Chase Belcher has caught the 32 of Goodrow, takes a look down to the inside, down the back straightaway.
Jacob Burns bringing his number 30 late model to the pits over a lap ago. Battle between Chase Belcher and now Vinny Arnagato Jr., both getting by the inside of Bill Goodrow. Mark Jennison looking to take a bite at the apple as well as they roll their late models through 3 and 4.
Jerry DeGasperi closing in the distance between he and Lilly. Jeremy trying to get back into the winner's circle here this evening, leads the charge across the stripe. Down into turn 1. DeGasperi on the back bumper. Takes a look down low. Lilly holds him off as they hit turn number 3.
Late models finally setting into a bit of a flow here tonight. 18 laps complete. Next time by, DeGasperi looks to the inside of Lilly. Has his wheel well to the inside through 3 and 4. Rolls the bottom, even at the line.
And while he does that, they race side by side for third. Rose down to the inside of Murray. They roll down the back straightaway. DeGasperi and Lilly. Rose and Murray. Connor Souza rounds out the top 5. Here comes DeGasperi. Look at the crossover for Lilly. Can't get the run down low. And Jerry D sets the pace off at turn number 2.
New leader for the first time in this 45-lapper. Jerry DeGasperi Jr. sitting at the point. Jeremy Lilly going to try and keep him on a rope. Doesn't want to let him get too far ahead. Charlie Rose sliding ahead of Richie Murray for 3rd. Connor Souza now sitting in 5th. And Vinny Arnagato Jr. was able to get by Chase Belcher.
Starting deep in the field, Vinny really had his work cut out for him tonight. Chase Belcher in the 35 started back in 10th as well. Both have had to bide their time and find the openings to get up through the pack. Down off of turn number 4, the cross flags are in the air. Jerry DeGasperi leads it by a car length over Lilly. Rose trying to close in the gap with Murray and Souza. Your top 5 are Arnagato all over the back bumper of Souza.
Arnagato thought about going to the inside, thought better of it. Going to have to stare at the rear bumper of that number 38 machine. Decides to go. Just says, never mind. Ducks back in line. Chase Belcher fills up the rear view mirror. Reese Bogue moves on Bill Goodrow just behind them as they roll through 3.
Down into 1 and 2, your leaders go, and Lilly is caught back up to the 71. Jerry running his pace. Not getting too far ahead, but keeping enough distance where Jeremy is going to be tight to get a run. Rose pushing it all out there as Chase Belcher dives underneath Vinny Arnagato as they beat and bang down the front straightaway. That is for 6th position. Down off at turn 2, Arnagato up on the outside.
Arnagato, no other choice but to keep his momentum rolling around the outside. Going to try and pick off Connor Souza at the line. Just has the advantage as they roll into 1. Benalowitz staying high and out of the way as these leaders speed by. Arnagato Jr. clear all around for 5th. Chase Belcher now looks low for a way around the 38 of Connor Souza at the line.
Yeah, Vinny did a great job up on the outside, finding his rhythm and being able to make the pass by Belcher and by Souza to work himself up into 5th. Now Belcher to the inside of Souza, looking for 6th. Gets the spot. Souza trying to slam the door down to the inside. Hedges and Jennison racing side by side. Hedges gets underneath Souza down the backstretch.
Mark Jennison, Reese Bogue making their way by as Connor Souza steps out of line, little off the pace this time by.
Yeah, I think that part of that is Connor realizing that, you know what, we're not in a championship chase. We're out here to gain experience and gain laps. These guys are fighting for titles. I'm going to take what I had. We had a good run for 30 laps. We're going to get it ready for next week. So Connor Souza doing a great job here tonight. Down into 1 and 2. Your leaders still run nose to tail down the back straightaway as the field stretches itself out around the 3rd mile. Lilly still holding on to the number 2 spot. Rose trying to close in the distance, but running out of time. 33 laps complete that time across the stripe.
Reese Bogue working on Mark Jennison for 8th. Continues to close up that gap. Reese Bogue able to enter just a little bit higher and exit a little bit lower, even more so that time off of 4. Again, that battle for 8th, but then half a lap ahead you have Jerry D continuing to nurture that lead around over Jeremy Lilly, again with 10 laps remaining.
Yeah, Jeremy's now putting some breathing room between he and the rest of the field as they hit 3 and 4. It's 4 car lengths now between he and Lilly. Rose has settled into 3rd, unable to close in on the top 2, but has kept his distance between he and Murray. A Renegado rounds out the top 5 in that black and green number 17. Takes a look to the outside, settles it back behind Murray off of 4.
Renegado not done yet, looks high, studies that Chucker Auto Parts late model as he has a run, looks to the inside, speeds on down the inside of the 08 of Murray, door to door off of 4. Renegado speeds off of 4 down into 1, inside advantage on Murray through 2. And they're still side by side down the short chute.
Yeah, Murray got loose off that second corner the last time, and that allowed Renegado down to the inside, but he is putting up a fight on the outside. They cross the stripe. Renegado's got the advantage barely. Murray looking for the crossover. Look at the move down to the inside. Murray to the inside of Renegado down into 3.
What a charge by Murray that time. Wound up that crossover.
And Renegado's going to do the same, or at least try to, down into 1. Side by side, Murray up top, Renegado down low. It's like Darlington back in the 80s with Gant mastering it as they hit turns 1 and 2. 42 laps up on the board, 3 laps remain. And Charlie Rose starts to close in on the 3 as he is now 2 car lengths behind off the turn number 2.
4 cars in a line. Boy, Renegado, it doesn't get closer than that. Just sliding his nose under Richie Murray that time a few laps ago. But now Chase Belcher's giving Richie Murray something to think about as they go and slide through 1 and 2.
Yeah, Murray's tires are giving up the ghost now as he tries to hang on to 5th as Hedges takes a look to the outside there. White flag is out. Final time for DeGasperi, rolling off at turn number 2. Leading it by 3 car lengths over Jeremy Lilly. 45 laps are complete, and Jerry DeGasperi Jr. wins his first Triple Crown. Jeremy Lilly in for 2nd, 3rd to Charlie Rose, with Vinny Renegado and Richie Murray the top 5. Tomorrow, Charlie, a good run for 3rd tonight. Once you finally got clear, they were gone. There was no way to catch them.
Enough, but not enough. I needed a little more, and we showed up, no practice, ran a heat race, runs good, and happy we came and finished 3rd, and it was a good night.
I know you got some people to thank.
Yeah, I want to thank my father, Jimmy, Roscoe, because they kind of talked me into this today. It's like 85 degrees, I don't want to race anymore, and they're like, come on, we got to go. So
just so you know, it wasn't much cooler on the boat either.
I know. But I got to thank Rich from Helga South Coast Power Equipment, Kevin from Simpsons Auto Care, my mother, my father, John from Woody's Carpentry, Randy from Rough and Fenders, and everybody that comes out here and watches the race every week.
All right, Charlie Rose just in time to finish 3rd here tonight. 2nd place to Jeremy Lilly. Jeremy, it looked good tonight, just not enough for that 71.
No, not enough luck, I guess. He's good. He's good, man. He's got some bite coming off a 2 over there that I can't. I just wish I could get. He's got it, though.
But things are coming together for you real good this year. You're as competitive as you have been in a long time. Podium finishes, just a little bit missing to get that first win for the year.
Yeah, I guess I need some luck to go along with it. You can only be as good as you want to be, but if you don't have the luck with you. But Jerry, amazing right there. He come out of 1, he come out of 2, and I didn't even know where he came from. He shot out of there like a rocket. I wish I could come out of there like that.
I know you got some people to thank.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Jimmy Kuhn, Chuck, my dad, my mom, my girlfriend Angela, all the kids, East Coast Collision. That's it. Well, it's 100% Wraps and RacingJunkie.com. Tonight, I had my buddy Larry just got himself back to the racetrack, so we had him tonight. So I'd like to thank him too, and along with all the other guys that work on the car.
All right, Jeremy Lilly in for 2nd. Good run for him. I think the week off was refreshing for you. First off, happy birthday, 53 tomorrow. Second of all, your first ever Triple Crown championship. After how many years you've been chasing that, you finally get it.
Well, the whole problem was I appreciate all the years that Phil's did Triple Crown, but now that Roy did it, he should have did it sooner and we could have won it. So thank you to Everett for taking it over.
Yeah, I'm sure that was the difference.
It was
but,
for me.
But the car tonight was stout. You could look like you could put this car just about anywhere on the racetrack.
You know what? We were really good in the heat race, and I cried a little bit. Skeet and Ryan made some adjustments on it. And Bobby and Frank and Dylan and Pop, they all worked on this thing, and man, this thing was awesome. There's no other way to put it. Listen, when you're chasing Charlie Rose and Richie, and you're racing with my longest competitor ever, Jeremy, and you can run with people like that and you can beat them, that's an accomplishment.
And accomplishments all around tonight. The win, the Triple Crown, and man, what a night this is for you.
You know what? It's a great night, and once again, my wife and kid aren't here, so maybe that's a trend. You know what? I want to thank all the fans. I want to thank Everett for the Triple Crown, Seekonk, the Van Daddies, the Allburns for allowing us to have a playground in our backyard. I got to thank all the guys. Thank you for yelling at me. I appreciate that. And thank you, everyone.
Time to go celebrate. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for our top three finishing third.